Okay, here's Legendary Axe for the TurboGrafx-16. Came out around 1989. It's one of the early TurboGrafx-16 games. This actually isn't too bad of a game. I mean, by today's standards, of course, yeah, it's terrible. But back then, it was, graphics are pretty decent. The music's okay. The controls are always terrible with these older retro games, especially in hindsight. But I mean, I sunk a lot of time into this game, I believe, when I was younger, and I got pretty far through it. I don't remember if I ever beat it or not, but it was definitely one thing that you could continue to play. Today I'm only going to take a look about 6 minutes of it because that's enough. But back then, yeah, these were where it's at. This game has a sequel, which we're going to look at a little bit later too. The sequel is actually considerably better. It's actually a bit more fun to play, even by today's standards. But we'll get to that in a little bit. But in the meantime, yeah, you're just some kind of like caveman looking dude that's got some kind of tomahawk / axe, something or other. You power it up. That meter, that bar across the top is basically the power of your attacks. If right now I don't really have any power, but after I kill this spider, you'll see that I gain a little artifact type thing that increases my maximum attack strength. The other meter, obviously the one on the left of the red dots, that's my health. And then you have score in the zone and the number of lives, I believe. So once I kill this spider, alright, so it drops that thing in the middle there, that thing. See how that meter just charged up? So basically, if I attack somebody when that meter's all the way charged, like it is now with that red bar, I'll do the most damage to them. If I were to enable the turbo controls on the controller and just hack away really quickly, I'd only get a fraction of that amount actually hitting the enemy. So the game rewards you for being a little bit patient and timing your attacks as opposed to just spamming the button. Interesting, but again, like I illustrate here, the controls are a little tricky, and normally I would be able to jump and adjust and land perfectly where I want to, but I'm not able to do that exactly the way I want here, so I end up falling a couple times before I finally get the jump pattern down. And it really just jumped the same way every time, and then when you need to adjust your position after you land, do so. The enemies usually take, at least in the first stage, the bats obviously take 1, but these guys take 2 kills. The guys that we saw earlier that were a red version of these guys also took two kills. These green guys jump, obviously. You hit those little totems to get power-ups and more artifacts and whatnot. So here's the first boss. It's basically a couple of grizzly bears. I gotta take care of these grizzly bears that want my lunch, or they want me for lunch, and then they explode. And then, alright, so that's the first zone. So I get through that, and I'm on to the second zone. It just kind of, I think it counts up your score, or maybe not. So you clear first zone. Let's try second zone. Flare is waiting for you. I guess Flare is my girlfriend, or who I'm trying to rescue, or maybe the boss. I don't remember the storyline. But again, pretty basic attacks. You can duck attack, you can just do a regular attack, and you can do a jump attack. I don't remember if in this game you get better weapons. I don't know if you get something besides the tomahawk. You certainly do in the second. I just leveled that tomahawk up again, so now my power is half of my overall potential. Here's some like shrimp-looking guys. They can also stand on their heads, so that way they shoot down. And here's just some jump timing, typical game mechanics of the late 80s and 90s. And so yeah, so you see him, after you hit him once, he kind of jumps and he stands on his head and tries to attack you. That way he can attack you if you're ducking as opposed to just standing. So I'm about to reach the boss of the second zone, if you can call it that. I'll let you judge for yourself whether or not that's actually a boss, but oh, first I got to do a little pitfall Harry. I swear to God I hit the jump button there, but it doesn't think so. But let's try that again. Alright, that was better. So now I jumped across over here. And you'll see this Indiana Jones type boulder is going to come out at me in a second here. And I try to jump over it, but didn't. And then it comes back along with a friend. So there's two boulder things. Basically, you have to blow up these boulders with your axe. And I don't make it, I die here, but you know, this is Legendary Axe for TurboGrafx. You know, keep watching, I'll have more unique games and my opinions on them. Thanks for watching. Smell you later.